Up now in the soup, we feel the Bachelorette's wrath.
The last erection that I've ever had.
Fly away with Brandy and Ray J.
That was a seduction and a half.
Call FEMA to the real world New Orleans.
That's wonderful.
And go up and smoke with the BET Awards.
It was like a hurricane.
Plus, a real world New Orleans, a super gator on the loose, and the kick-ass clip of the week.
Roberto is a really good oil wrestler.
Now, here's the host who watches it all for you, Joel McHale.
Welcome to the soup.
Mail for you, sir.
Oh, thank you. Boy who stole a mailman outfit. Oh, look, it's a love letter from Mel Gibson featuring an alleged quote from his hate-filled tirade toward the woman he cheated on his wife of 27 years with, Oksana Grigorieva. Here it is. You look like a pig in heat, and if you get raped by a pack of it will be your fault. Looks like someone's trying to make up for forgetting Mother's Day. And now, a harsh transition. After 25 years on the air, Larry King will end his nightly talk show in the fall. While he has yet to announce his next career move, Larry has already submitted his audition tape for Dancing with the Stars.
Come across your body with the other one, with the other hand. Come across with this hand.
What is this dance called?
It's just the dance in the video.
The dance of the video.
That's the saggiest pussycat doll I've ever seen. That looked like physical therapy. Mia Michaels is having a rather successful first season, replacing Mary Murphy on So You Think You Can Dance. Success being defined as not screaming about a locomotive filled with Mexican food every 5 minutes. And her critiques are very concise and easy to follow.
The idea of being able to completely surrender yourself and completely know that someone will be there to catch you. What a concept. What an amazing, beautiful concept, and how it was danced was extraordinary. You're like purple wind that was coming through this entire theater, and it was like a hurricane, and it was a summer breeze, and it was everything.
You were like a giant river of scarlet cough syrup floating in a glass of scotch. You were a gas leak that swarmed over me and brought me just to the brink of unconsciousness. You were sunshine if sunshine came in a 40-ounce bottle. I had one other. Last week on The Bachelorette, Ali chose broken-legged Justin, a.k.a. Canadian wrestler rated R, over frog-throated Casey, leaving Casey to die on a glacier in Iceland. But this week, Ali found out Justin has a girlfriend. Here's Ali and Chris Harrison calling the girlfriend with 2 hours to fill and no pressing need to use the edit button. Neither do I.
Heart is racing.
Ooh, I just made it. My voicemail's programmed to pick up on the 30-second ring. Later, Ali confronts rated R Justin, who defiantly walks away from the cameras and into a planter.
You talk off camera, I'd be more than glad to talk to you. Don't touch me. Don't.
You want to talk off camera? Justin, you seriously going to walk away from me? You're going to go out like this? This is how you want to be perceived? Justin, you're gonna regret this. Believe me, you'll want to talk it out.
Justin's wrestling character, it shouldn't be rated R. If you bust out a wrestling t-shirt, it should say, Justin, liar.
See, usually his nickname is rated R, but I switched it to liar. See what I did there? Well, actually, I did nothing. Look, I'm here because I'm lonely, not clever. In celebrity relationship news.
Singing telegram for Joel McHale.
Wow, it's a singing telegram from Mel Gibson featuring another alleged quote from his caught-on-tape hate-filled tirade against the mother of his child, Oksana Grigorieva.
Ba-dum-ba-dum-bum-bum. I am going to come and burn the house down, but you will me first.
Former Bachelor Jake Pavelka and Vienna Gerardia reunited for cameras. Oh, what a get. Way to go, ABC. In an interview with host Chris Harrison, ABC claims that Vienna calls Jake a liar and a fame whore, to which Fame responded, hey, don't drag me into this. In case you were wondering how Kendra Wilkinson became Hefner's girlfriend number 2 and the E! reality star that she is, E.T. breaks it all down for you in a timeline.
In the new issue of People Out Friday, Kendra reveals her harrowing journey to happiness and stability. Kendra lost her virginity at 13. By 15, she was heavily into drugs, cutting herself. She spent time in a mental institution. At 18, off drugs and working as a stripper, a Playboy scout saw her photos. She was eventually hired to model at Hef's 78th birthday party at the Playboy Mansion. One of the girls asked me if I wanted to go upstairs to Hef's room. In my head, I could hear my mom's voice. You know they have orgies there. I said, okay, if I have to.
You can read all about it in Kendra's new biography, Okay, if I have to. The chapter about pureeing peas and crotchless nighties. Riveting. In TV news, the long-awaited BET Awards were phenomenal this year. I mean, I think they were. The Diddy Dirty Money performance was obscured by a sudden bank of fog. And since this was on basic cable, I missed about half of Kanye's lyrics. You wouldn't believe how many times Julie Andrews said mother on The Sound of Music. The masseuse claiming Al Gore sexually assaulted her in a hotel room several years ago gave her statement to the police, and Inside Edition has the tapes.
I squirmed to try and get out of his grasp, telling him to stop, don't. Then I finally told him and said, you're being a crazed sex poodle. I felt like Bambi in the headlights. He immediately flipped me flat on my back and threw his whole body face down over atop me. Get off me, you big lummox, I loudly protested to him.
Then he said, let me introduce you to an inconvenient erection. Let's talk about chicks, man.
Chicks, man.
Kim Kardashian revealed that she is getting her own wax figure at Madame Tussauds in New York City. The statue is just like Kim in that it will have a big ass and do nothing. Let's have some chat stew.
Yeah! So meaty.
How dare you act like such a bitch when I've been so nice?
Is that an alleged quote from Mel Gibson's hate-filled tirade towards the mother of his child?
Well, yes, but it's also a question I'd like answered.
Get out of here before I burn your house down, but you will have to me first. On The View, the topic turned to sports, but didn't stay there very long.
How about this?
I thought he was a football player.
No, but he's a damn fine player. Did y'all know that King Tut's penis is missing?
Barbara knew that. On Good Day LA, Steve found a way to turn a weather report into fetish porn.
One of the surfers that came out early this morning was a little bit upset that we were out here. He says, you know, you guys come out here, tell us about the Hive Surf, and a whole bunch of surfers get out here, and they invade our area, and we don't like it. So they were saying, get out of here, go home.
Did you go to Fist City with this guy?
Yeah.
No, but I did shove my whole hand up his anus. Back to you, Steve. What happened to this show? When I heard there was a burglar on the loose in New York City, I became mildly concerned. When I heard Good Day New York was attempting to cover the story, I hid under a desk.
All right, coming up on this program, police are looking for a robber who strikes in different disguises, including a Catwoman mask.
What is this, something out of Batman and Robin?
Well, Catwoman in Batman and Robin, I think, was a good girl, right? She was on the right side of the law.
Well, it depends on which Catwoman you're thinking of.
I'm thinking of not the Haley Berry version, but the one from...
The Julie Newmar?
Yes, the one from the 60s. Anyway, look, she's robbing stores. That's not good.
Okay, the one factually accurate part of that story is that robbing is not good. We'll be right back after this week's Dirty Mouth moment.
Who has a dirty mouth this week? Knight from the real world New Orleans.
Just relax. Let's have a good time, right? We got 3 months of the
Yeah, but you'll be blacked out for most of it. This Dirty Mouth moment is brought to you by Orbit. For a good, clean feeling no matter what. Now in stylish new packs.
Stay tuned for reality show Clip Time with Ice Road Truckers, The Real World Floods New Orleans, and Toddlers and Tiers. Plus, Super Gators attack, The Hills go on vacation, and the kick-ass Clip of the Week.
My eyes are up here, honey.
Welcome back! In 2007, we were blessed with the classic cinematic sci-fi channel original, Super Gator. You remember Super Gator, right? Eat that, James Cameron. This year, the sequel, Dino Croc vs. Super Gator, was released, and like any good sequel, they decided to switch things up a bit.
Okay, you guys are gonna love this picture.
I think for this year's bikini photo shoot, we'll use the exact same location where the last bikini shoot photographer was eaten by a super gator. Objections? No. But this time around, the horror is not relegated to the special effects department. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. I give you my favorite character of all time, Jerry, the 43-year-old pool boy.
Pool desk.
Jerry.
That's me.
Jerry, that's me. Chaz Kingsley.
It's good to hear your voice again, Mr. Kingsley.
I'm catching the studio jet to the island in less than 10 minutes.
That's wonderful.
Just wrapped another sequel to Maniac Man and decided it was time for a little rated R&R.
Well, the weather's been great and the fishing's to die for.
I need to ask you a very big favor.
Anything.
I have the private villa as usual, but I need it stocked with everything. Food, liquor, cheeses, all before I get there.
No problem, Mr. Kingsley.
Great. Oh, and Jer?
Yes?
Make sure you bring enough for 3, if you catch my drift.
That I do, sir.
Hey, when you hang up that phone, don't wait for it to ring with more acting jobs. Do you understand?
That I do, sir.
It's reality show Clip Time.
On the Hills, to celebrate their 100th episode, I'll give you a second. The gang went down to Costa Rica to try and ruin that country, and Brody Jenner showed off his cliff diving skills.
Oh my God, imagine if Brody didn't foul. He was breaking stuff like crazy. Oh my God.
Oh my, what the? That's terrible. Brody's just hooking up with Super Gator to make Kristen jealous. Don't let him use you like that, Super Gator. Do you want the Hills to be over as bad as me?
That I do, sir.
A new season of The Real World premiered. It's no secret The Real World DC was they were a little off their game. Everyone was a little too real. Fortunately, The Real World New Orleans is a return to form. Meet Jimmy.
I like tattoos. I have 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, in honor of my mom, she had breast cancer. 5, and my personal favorite is my JJ tattoo. The most important thing for me to bring are my shoes. Stripper heels, you know, you gotta stay on top of your game.
No, you don't want to be off your antibiotics. Your game, you can be off that for a while. Work of art, the search for the next great artist, is like Top Chef, but in the art world, and all the competitors are looking to make their mark.
There's a penis, there's another penis.
For my piece, I made a drawing of mutilated and twisted genitals confined into the iconic shape of Mickey Mouse.
I like how you let this kind of drip there.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man, it's semen.
Actual? Faux pas, man.
In art circles, that's known as the Monet shot. On Toddlers and Tiers, the children were challenged to portray living dolls. It was important to stress the living part so their parents didn't have them stuffed and mounted. Anyway, here are the results.
Please welcome back number 12, Mia. Number 21, Paige. Tamia, number 15.
This pageant sponsored by Propofol Chewables. Nap time never tasted so good or lasted so long. On the finale of Brandy and Ray J, A Family Business, the family goes on a trip to Mississippi. But if you think Ray J would be late for the flight, think again.
Hey! Hi. Good morning. How are you? Where's Ray? I hope you called Ray as much as you called us. I did already. Is that him?
I made it, baby. I've never missed a domestic plane flight.
Now, international, well, that's another story. See, I keep my passport where I keep my condoms, and I don't use condoms, hence the tardiness and the crabs. Ray J. Ice Road Truckers is the true story of trucks being driven on America's iciest roads. But if long stretches of cold silence aren't enough to keep you glued to your set, there is also hot trucker-on-trucker action that starts innocently, like this.
Have a seat.
Oh my gosh, what are you doing?
Oh, just waiting out the storm.
You're not dropping?
I'm not allowed to.
Hauling a hot load means Lisa doesn't have the option to drop her trailer.
Nor will she be able to stop balling the jack or working the gears. This is the greatest voiceover job ever. I didn't know I was pregnant has been back for a few weeks now, but they haven't shown anyone giving birth on the toilet. This week they came through and added some professional tips for do-it-yourselfers.
20-year-old Cassandra thought she was having severe menstrual cramps, only to discover she's been in labor for 3 days. Now she's delivering her own baby in her parents' bathroom without ever knowing she was pregnant.
I was attached to him by the umbilical cord. I ripped the umbilical cord apart.
When a baby is born, it is safer to leave the umbilical cord attached rather than rip it apart.
It's also convenient when you want a grilled cheese sandwich. Mom! Grilled cheese!
Stay tuned for lots more delicious soup and the kick-ass clip of the week.
It's good. We're fun.
Welcome back. It is time for My Stories.
My Stories is brought to you by Frosting. Who needs a cake when you have fingers and the will to do it?
The Gates is a show about a gated community with preppy high schoolers, spoiled housewives, and you guessed it, vampires. Not only does this small community have supernatural forces, but they also have the laziest high school teacher ever.
I know. It's because he murdered the guy.
It's good. We're fine.
Oh, I wasn't worried about your little fight. I thought I heard the ice cream truck. Carry on. Which brings us to our clip of the week. Raising a child is one of the most difficult tasks a person will ever face. It must be learned one step at a time, and luckily, we have found a series of public service announcements that starts by reminding people that they have a kid.
We teach parents and caregivers tips to avoid leaving children in a hot car.
One of the suggestions that we have is to make sure that you place an object that you need in the rear seat near the child, so that when you go to get that object, you will be reminded that your child is in the back seat.
Now you're in the know.
I leave a running chainsaw in the back seat. That way, I can hear it. Come Neglect Me Friday, July 23rd at Humphreys by the Bay in San Diego. I'll be doing stand-up. See you next week.